collapse of the Great Depression came a vision for the North East, a dream of prosperity, trade and travel, a future built from flight. New technology and determination brought the world to Newcastle's doorstep, a dream driven by extraordinary people, and all in just 75 years. It all began on the 26th of July 1935. Britain was in the grip of post-war depression, but a group of visionaries bought an old farm for £35,000 and Walsington Aerodrome was born.
A few RAF huts that I managed to cobble together to form the basis of a terminal building. And it was a little bit primitive, to say the least of it. All we had up there was a room as the main terminal area with a tea buffet there, and we only had one spoon, so we had to put that on a bit of string because people were pinching the spoons.
Thanks to the commitment of the local authorities, a customs facility was built and scheduled flights began. In spite of post-war rationing, travellers now accepted the airport was here to stay.
We went to Ireland quite a lot, and then my husband says, "Why don't we fly?" And I said, "What? Fly? Never heard of such a thing." May 1947, came up to what we call Newcastle Airport. And little four-seater plane standing. And I said, "That's never for us." And he said, "No," but it was.
By the 60s, the airport hits the magic number of 100,000 passengers. Royalty was amongst its early visitors, and a new terminal and extended runway were built. When Prime Minister Harold Wilson opened the £2.5 million redevelopment in 1967, he hailed it an object lesson in cooperation. The 70s brought a touch of glamour. President Jimmy Carter was one of the first international jet-set visitors to arrive in 1977, and a year later Newcastle gained Category B status as a regional international airport. Concorde blew in the 80s, and the region turned out in force to greet her. Soon passenger numbers topped 1 million. The airport continued to build on its image as an ambassador for the North East, ably directed by Jimmy Denyer, who retired in 1989 after giving 5 decades of tireless service.
Aviation before the war was starting. It was a bit primitive in those days, and as somebody possibly rightly at the time said, they felt that the local authority were reaching for the sky. Well, okay, that may have been relevant at the time, but here we are in the 80s, when aviation is an everyday thing.
With Trevor Went at the helm in the 90s, the Metro connected the city and the airport, and in the year 2000, passenger numbers hit 3 million. The local authorities sold 49% of their shareholding to Copenhagen airports, and the low-cost revolution brought in the no-frills carriers. Then, in 2007, Emirates offered a tantalising glimpse of the glittering gateway to the east. Today, in spite of the harshest winter for 30 years and a volcanic cloud from Iceland, Newcastle International Airport continues to celebrate. On the 26th of July 2010, His Royal Highness the Duke of Gloucester flew in to meet airport staff, and a vintage de Havilland Dragon Rapide took its rightful place next to a special anniversary service from KLM, Emirates and British Airways.
We've seen Emirates bring in a 777-300, and we've seen over 420 people leave Newcastle to Dubai and beyond. And since Emirates started at Newcastle, trade between the North East and Australasia has gone from £100 million a year to now over £300 million a year. And that's great for the economy of the North East. Well, hopefully we'll see some of the future today. Absolutely fantastic 75 years, and let's hope the next 25 are as equally successful for the airport.